Hi, everyone, and this is Dale again. I just wanted to take a short opportunity to just talk about our reading book that I've asked you to read as a part of the course, Beyond Alan's Notes. I know it's backwards in the video, but it's called Savoring and Seeing, or Seeing and Savoring Jesus Christ by John Piper. What a great book. I mean, it's just, it's so Piper-esque, filled with the Word of God. That's what I love about John the most, is so solid in his discussions, so inclusive in the Word of God, and Jesus is always so central. It's what I really appreciate about his writings. Two chapters that really stuck out to me. I mean, they're all such strong chapters, but two chapters that really stuck out to me. Chapter 2, entitled Jesus is the Glory of God. And he's talking about the deity of Christ, so the fullness of who Jesus is as God. And he makes some strong, bold statements that really are such a deep mystery, a part of the debate that rages on and on. But I just wanted to read you an excerpt. It says on page 21, Christ does not exist in order to make much of us. We exist in order to enjoy making much of him. The assumption of this book is that to know the glories of Christ is an end, not a means. In other words, to know the glory of Christ is an end in itself. Christ is not glorious so that we get wealthy or healthy. Christ is glorious so that the rich or the poor, sick or the sound, we might be satisfied in him. What a powerful statement that we could come to a place in our lives of being satisfied with the pleasures of loving God, being satisfied with the person of Christ. What a strong statement. He just goes on in this chapter to talk about the power of Christ as he was with the Father as God creating the world. Another chapter that really caught my attention, it was a kind of a catchy title, and it just kind of drew me in from the very beginning, was The Waves and the Winds Still Know His Voice. And he breaks down and talks about different power encounters and the actual power of Christ to transform the inner heart, the power of Christ as he stood in a boat and calmed the winds and the waves. And to put it into my own words, to summarize it, really what he's talking about is the power of Christ that was exhibited in his coming on the earth. When Jesus stood on the earth as a flesh and blood man, he was standing there not just as a flesh and blood man, but also in who he was as God. And the fact that you have there's an eternal principle. You have authority over what you create and over what you name. And so it wasn't a shock to us that Jesus would stand in a boat with complete authority and complete confidence, because he had created the sun, moon, and stars with his Father. He had cast the stars into space. He had raised up the mountains, created the boundaries of the seas, started the whole process of the whole ecosystems and how rains replenish the earth. I mean, he started all of that. And so to stand in a boat and absolutely take authority over it should not shock us. And yet sometimes we think, wow, that was a big deal, and it is, but well, where did that come from? And the fact of, that he stood as a man in confidence, knowing that he could deliver because his Father had released him an authority to do it, and that his power is real. And so I just want to draw you into that book. I just really want to encourage you. It's a part of our work for this next week, and I'm giving you about a week and a half to work on that book review, that assignment. But pick out a couple of chapters and just discuss them according to how the assignment calls you to look at it, and just kind of dig deep and consider what John is saying, and bring some questions to class. Even I think that would be great. This is Dale signing off. Enjoy the book, Seeing and Savoring Jesus Christ by John Piper. Bless you, and talk to you again later. Bye-bye.